One of the best examples of a player betting on themselves was last offseason when Miles Bridges turned down the 4-year, $60 million contract extension, went on to have the best year of his career, and entered this year's offseason as one of the most coveted free agents and will likely get a contract worth at least double that original offer. Another more extreme example was when 23-year-old Malik Monk signed a veteran minimum with the Los Angeles Lakers and also went on to have the best year of his career and will probably get more money this offseason than if he signed a long-term deal last year. So that's just two recent examples of ways that players tend to bet on themselves, and I have my eyes on three players that I could definitely see delaying their bags till next offseason. So the first player on my list is Colin Sexton, who I believe is one of the more mysterious free agents this offseason because he's coming off a torn meniscus that he suffered after playing only 11 games into the season. And unfortunately for his value, he was already having a slow start, and it didn't help that Darius Garland proceeded to have an all-star season while he was out. But I mean, with this being said, it would be ignorant to draw conclusions without seeing them play together again because we definitely know what Colin Sexton is capable of. And it's currently being reported that the Cavs are presenting offers with deals at around like a 3 years, $51 million. But if I was in Sexton's position, especially seeing what the current market looks like for guards like Jalen Brunson and all that, I definitely would not settle. So unless the team throws him a bag of like over $20 million annually, if he believes he's healthy, I'd sign a 1-year prove-it deal with Cleveland and delay the bag to next offseason. The second player on my list is RJ Barrett, who's in a similar situation as Miles Bridges was, where he's eligible for a rookie scale max extension, probably won't get it, but he's definitely a lot better than Miles Bridges was going into these negotiations. Because at this current moment, the only players from the 2019 draft I think are worthy of the max extension are John Morant, Zion Williamson, and Darius Garland, but I do believe that RJ Barrett has the potential to get closer to that conversation if he waits out another season and enters restricted free agency next offseason. Along with this, The Athletic held a survey with some NBA front office members about RJ Barrett's value, and they had a very wide range of responses where they agreed that he was not worth the max, but they agreed that $25 million annually was more reasonable. So if I was RJ Barrett and the Knicks offered me a 4-year, $100 million extension, I would definitely bet on myself and play out next season and hope that by next year's free agency, either the Knicks or another team views him as a player worth upwards of $30 million a season. And for my final player, I have Mo Bamba, who hasn't been in the greatest developmental environment as he was drafted and stuck behind all-star Nikola Vucevic, who was then traded for a young center who Orlando clearly views more favorably in Wendell Carter Jr. Then they drafted Paolo Banchero and made their intentions to move on very clear by allowing Mo to enter unrestricted free agency. However, luckily for Mo, it's clear he's going to have a lot of suitors because his play style is very fit for the modern NBA. You know, a lot of teams just need their centers to space the floor and block shots. So the biggest question for him is how much can teams actually offer him? I think the most realistic outcome is someone gives him their mid-level exception, which could range from like $6 million to $10 million depending on the team, but I think that a 1-year prove-it deal could do wonders for his future salaries. Now, I've often said this about him, the idea of Mo Bamba is a lot better than he has actually shown, but best believe that idea can definitely make him a lot of money if he can live up to it. And I know I said 3, but just for a quick little bonus one, Lonnie Walker, you know, young scorer, highly doubt he ends up back with the Spurs, but I could definitely see like a contender bringing him on for cheap and maybe helping him bring his value up. So yeah, that's 3 or I guess 4 players that I could see playing this upcoming season with hopes of getting paid big money in next year's free agency. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still learning the ropes of this YouTube stuff. You know, like and subscribe if you want to see more content. The grind continues.